guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Jenny. I am coming to you today with my first vlog to really talk about what my channel is going to be about, what you can expect. One of the things that I'm going to be very passionate about, and it'll be the second video that you will see with my upcoming vlog, is a vlog on being an autism mom. So I am a working mother of two little boys, one that is 4 years old, about to be 5, and another one that just turned 9 months. I want to take you guys through that journey. It's very important to me to be able to share that journey with others because I want you to feel comfortable with the diagnosis that your child may have received. Or if you're thinking, hey, something's going on with my child in regards to their development, which direction do I go in? What resources are available for me? And I want this channel to be an avenue for you to receive those resources, but also a place for you to be able to come and talk about you feeling uncomfortable. So here's a little background to us. I had a normal pregnancy, no issues whatsoever. I had a regular vaginal birth. Everything was fine with his development from my perspective because as a first-time mom, you know, my mother got me that big old book that talks about development with each stage of a child's life month over month. And I'm like, hey, okay, well, he's babbling, and hey, he's making eye contact. You know, hey, he's crawling. But then from my friend's perspective, there were certain things that they were like, okay, well, he's making eye contact with you. He's making eye contact with his dad. He's making eye contact really with people that he sees on a regular basis, but he's not making eye contact with others. So that was something for me that just triggered, okay, well, maybe I need to have him around people a little bit more to really make him comfortable. So we got play dates. We enjoyed different times by, you know, going out to restaurants and things of that nature. But once we got about to his first birthday, I was like, okay, well, something seems to be a little bit off. Like, he isn't talking as much as he should. He doesn't have as many words in his vocabulary as he should have. So I took a step back to ask family and friends who had children, being that this is my first child. And I was told, well, you know what? Hey, sometimes kids talk a little bit later. Give him some time. Other than that, he's doing perfectly fine. So we continued on as we should until I got to his 18-month well check. When I got to his 18-month well check, they provided a questionnaire. That questionnaire went through every single piece of development from motor skills, both gross as well as fine. It also went through, hey, are they talking? Can they express their needs? You know, is your child getting angry when they are unable to express what they want at that time? And it allowed me to take a step back and think of the times where, you know what, he is getting angry when he's trying to tell us something, and we're going through process of elimination to figure out what it is that he wants because he cannot articulate that. So when I filled out that questionnaire, pretty much everything that I wrote down was no. At that point in time, he should have had 50 words within his vocabulary, and he may have had 5 that he consistently used. So when the doctor came back into the room, she said, hey, I am concerned. So the doctor actually told us that we needed to be referred to an ENT so that they would be able to go in, check his ears, make sure that there was nothing blocking his ability to be able to hear, because that could also impact his ability to be able to speak and gain the vocabulary that is necessary. They also provided a referral to a speech therapist. So therefore, we could start to work with him on being able to just pronounce different sounds that would help go into vowels or consonants, that kind of thing, as well as being able to use sign language as a means to be able to communicate with him for various things, not just his needs, not just his wants, but hey, do you know that that's a ball? Hey, that's a square, this is a circle, and him being able to point to those things, because that is another way that we would be able to communicate with him. Our first meeting with the ENT was awesome. Came in, really wanted to understand and know, hey, what's going on in regards to his development? Do you have any concerns about his hearing? And we will address those things. He did an examination. He then referred us to an audiologist where we went in to get his hearing tested. We went the first time, let's just say that didn't work. So we really had to go back a second time for them to be able to complete what they were trying to do with the original test, because my baby was not in for it. Once we received those results, we went back to the ENT and he made a recommendation that we go in and have tubes placed into his ears. One thing that was going on is every couple of months he would get an ear infection over and over again. So every about 2 to 3 months, we would see the same symptoms come in: high fever, irritable, not eating. Go to our pediatrician, we'd be right back getting some antibiotics, things of that nature. So he said, hey, this is number one, going to alleviate that issue, but you also may see that he may be able to hear a little bit better and actually speak. So we went ahead, scheduled the procedure, got the surgery done. The day that we got that surgery done, he started to say words, and we were shocked from that point moving forward about the things that he knew and he could say. For myself, it was something where I was kind of in the place of, okay, well, wait, now that he can hear, now that he's saying words, well, hey, we're going to continue on in regards to his development, but really seeing and understanding that, okay, yes, he has this major gap in regards to communication. There are some other things that come in with that. And that's when the pediatrician came to me and said, hey, I think you need to, you've made great strides. He's definitely made progress, but you need to definitely get him some developmental testing in regards to ASD, Autism Spectrum Disorder. So at that point in time, it took me back. As I believe with any parent, when you hear that there's something going on with your child, you're scared. You're scared. You're concerned about, well, what does that mean for your child moving forward? What does that mean for the lifestyle and how you're going to have to change that in order to be able to accommodate things for your child? And immediately for myself, I wanted to understand it more. I never really knew anyone close to my family or friends that had a child or a loved one that had autism spectrum disorder. So what was it? And so I did a lot of research to really be able to understand, well, how do I, number one, get him the assistance that he needs? So I reached out to our local hospital in Charleston, South Carolina. So that would be MUSC. And I got him an appointment with developmental pediatrics where he could actually get that testing completed and we could really find out what his diagnosis was. That took us about 8 months. So now we are well past his 3rd birthday with all of these things that occurred. And he was provided the diagnosis of having autism spectrum disorder. Now, in between this time, from his 18-month well check up until the time that we actually got the official diagnosis, he had been in speech therapy that entire time. So one thing I will always share with a parent is early intervention is key. What you have to make sure that you do is as soon as you hear that, hey, this is a possibility, let me go ahead and provide my child with the services in which they need in order for them to be the best that they can be. Because that is so important. The younger they are, the more that they take in, the more that they learn, and they thrive on consistency. So my child got speech therapy every week, at least once a week. Whether that was at the daycare facility that he went to, or that was us taking him to a facility in order to be able to receive that. Then we also got into occupational therapy to be able to help with his motor skills. Although we were really focused on making sure that he continued to develop and he continued to grow. It definitely was a time of self-reflection for myself as a mother to think, hey, was there something that I did not do during my pregnancy that I could have done to be able to prevent this? And now that I've spoken to other moms whose children have ASD and are somewhere within the spectrum, it's also something that has come up with them. And the answer to that is no. A lot of research is still being done in regards to, well, hey, where is this coming from? Is this genetic? There have been some people that feel as though it is related to immunizations. For myself personally, I saw a difference in my child when it came to an immunization that he received. But research is really saying now that it's something that is genetic. And for myself, I can go back and forth on what I could or what I could have done. I could go back on what I could or could not have done. And at this point in time, we're here. So the best thing that I could tell someone is, now that you are here, let's focus on what is the path to success. What is the path, again, to get your child to where it is, where they can be the best possible version of themselves. And it's a great time for you to also be real with yourself to say, hey, my child may not be able to go off to college. My child may not be able to, drive a vehicle, but guess what? Can my child communicate with me? In any way, shape, or form that they can be able to communicate? Am I, being a loving parent? Am I being a patient parent to that child? And that is definitely important as well. So one thing that I will be doing as we go along in this channel is to really take you guys along the journey from the time of diagnosis up until the point where we are right now, where my child is 4. He currently goes to an elementary school this past year where he was in a self-contained special education classroom. Next year, he will be in a K-4 classroom. Super excited about that and all the progress that he has made. And for you guys to be a part of the journey with myself and my family, really just going through our lifestyle, what that really looks like, and being able to engage again and be that resource. So thank you so much for tuning in. Look forward to engaging with you guys. Stay safe. Be blessed.